Hello and welcome to another episode of Blue Alpine TV. In today's episode, we will look at Ripple's partnership with Western Union, and we'll talk about WEX, a cryptocurrency that wants to build a decentralized exchange for virtual assets. So let's jump right into the market. Today we have actually crossed the magic 10K line, and it has crossed it quite shortly and then jumped back just below 9,000. Generally very positive, so I think people are a bit scared, so there is definitely this psychological barrier of 10,000 again, and I think if we can cross this in the next few days, there's a very good likely chance that we'll cross the 11 and a half, and then it should be hopefully up from there. So let's jump right into this first news story. Western Union confirms XRP integration of Ripple blockchain trial. So there was a rumor or news about a Western Union partnership together with Ripple, the company. And interestingly, we have talked yesterday about Ripple, and we have said that Ripple's currency is actually decoupled from Ripple, the company. So what is happening here is, or in the news, it actually says that Western Union has actually confirmed the news that they are working together with Ripple, and Ripple actually confirmed or issued a statement that they are actually using XRP, so Ripple, the cryptocurrency behind the Ripple company. So they're using this XRP product, which uses XRP to provide real-time liquidity and reduce the capital requirements necessary for financial institutions to operate in emerging markets. We've been testing different products with Western Union for a while, Ripple said. We're excited about our work towards a pilot implementation of XRP, which uses XRP in payment flows. Now, the reason why this is news is basically because a lot of people have said, look, Ripple's partnerships are really interesting and cool and all of that, but if they're not really using the Ripple cryptocurrency, why is Ripple so high up the list? And we've talked about yesterday about the psychological factors of it being like the first, like the cheapest cryptocurrency in the top 5, just before Litecoin, for example. However, a lot of people don't know that when Ripple announces all of these partnerships, that they don't involve the cryptocurrency XRP, so the Ripple cryptocurrency. It involves the Ripple company's products, and they kind of want to make it clear that, hey, we have also partnerships that use the actual coin XRP or token XRP. And I think generally very positive. I think we want to see more of these kinds of partnerships from Ripple, where you can actually see that the XRP, that the cryptocurrency Ripple is also being used. I think this will lay down the rumors and thoughts to rest that Ripple cryptocurrency is actually not really worth it in any case. So I think this will be good for the company Ripple. However, don't forget that even the Ripple currency is controlled by the company Ripple. So it is not decentralized in the traditional decentralized blockchain type of way. It is very, very centralized. And just keep this in mind when you're doing your investments into Ripple. Now, next up, we want to quickly look at the main winners of the day. And today we have WEX, which has jumped 78%, even higher shortly this day, but it has come down a bit, so almost doubled in price. And we actually wanted to do a bit of research and look into who is behind WEX, what exactly is WEX, and to really understand why this jump could have happened. So first, let's jump into the main company, WEX. So WEX is the short name for Worldwide Asset Exchange, safe, secure, fast, global decentralized marketplace for virtual assets. Now, it says here from the founders of OpSkins or OP Skins. Now, if you don't know OP Skins, this is actually the site, and this is a website where you can, or an e-commerce store where you can buy skins for different type of weapons and shoes and clothes, depending on the type of game you're playing. So it's very geared towards gamers that want to kind of change the looks of their characters in the different games they are playing. So especially on online games and stuff, it's really cool to have like this different skin. So this is actually a huge business. So we found this article from 2015, and it says this 21-year-old Montrealer makes $12,000 a day by selling virtual guns. So the story is this Artur Minakov and his co-founder, and we will see that here below as soon as we go to the About page. Here, John Brekiski Jr., he is the lead designer at Wax, and he was actually the co-founder of Artur when it came to OP Skins. Now, OP Skins since then has not been led by Artur, so it looks like he has moved away from the company for whatever reason, be it a buyout or he had enough or he sold his stake or whatever. But originally it was him, Artur, and this John guy who actually started this OP Skins. This started to become a huge business, and out of this business, obviously, once it reaches a certain size, it could be that, for example, Artur has made place for an experienced or more experienced CEO to get to the next level. And this is actually where the current CEO of Wax comes into play, William Quigley. And if we look at his LinkedIn profile, he has been the CEO of Opskins and the Wax token for a while. So the Wax token since September 2017. And this is because based on the Opskins, they wanted to create what is running in the background on Opskins. They wanted to create via Wax and offer this actually to other people. And Opskins has been under his CEO-ship for more than 1 year and 8 months basically. So we have Googled a bit and researched a bit what exactly the revenue numbers of Opskins are or is, and it's quite high. So Opskins is a very, very lucrative business, and they are kind of banking, so the Wax team is kind of banking that other people would like to create something like this as well. So they're saying Wax is designed to serve the 400+ million online players who already collect, buy and sell in-game digital items. So this is a very interesting selling point. So it is a very focused and niche focused type of business. So they're really gearing this towards potential gamers, and they're also explaining how this whole system works. So there's basically a transaction happening, and this transaction will include the Wax token, and as soon as this is verified in a way, this new data block gets created and it gets added to the blockchain. So it's essentially kind of like an e-commerce platform, but in a decentralized way. So it's a platform, it's a virtual marketplaces, and it uses these tokens in order to verify the transactions. So it's more of a utility token that allow virtual goods, and not just for use in video games, to easily be tokenized in exchange for cryptocurrency. The smart contract underlying the transaction acts as the mechanism that permits trustless trading between buyers and sellers. Now, this is a very typical, I want to say, use case of the blockchain, and it obviously remains to be seen how this will perform. But if we look at the team, and this is the main part that I would want to dive into in this video, it's so John already has a lot of experience with this type of business, so it makes sense that he is part of this management team here. Jonathan we haven't looked into, but both Malcolm Cassell, so he's the president of Wax, and William Quigley we have researched a little bit. And if you look at here, William Quigley has actually been working as kind of a VC or an investor for the last almost 20 years before he moved into the CEO role of Opskins. And we can see that the world's biggest video game skin site raised $41 million with crypto tokens. So they have kind of done something like an ICO. So Wax, this worldwide asset exchange, has had an ICO where they have raised this amount of money. So 41 million, it's quite a huge sum to create something that they can offer as a platform for other potential sellers. It also says here, Opskins is looking to raise an additional $7 million in WEX tokens before it finishes its ICO on November 28th. That was last year. The company initially sought a total of $63 million, but lowered the goal because the flurry of interest around Bitcoin and its spiking value has diverted attention from ICOs. So remember, around November, there was this crazy bull run from Bitcoin and the main coins. So that actually draw people away from the ICOs and actually made people invest more into cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. So they have kind of wanted to raise even more money to make this work. However, it looks like it has been quite successful so far. So WEX is on number 78. And if we look at one of the first things we look at when we do research about a company or a token, it's always the white paper. Now, interestingly here, in this case of the white paper, we can see that, first of all, it's quite long. It's 44 pages. And it says global decentralized marketplace for video game virtual assets. Fairly straightforward. However, if you really dive into this white paper, what is a bit worrying in our opinion is that it's quite a lot of just non-technical terms. So it looks like they are explaining what this platform actually does and what it is and how it works and all of these things, and also compare it to other decentralized exchange tokens. So it is a lot of content here that doesn't really go into the technicals of how it should work. So remember when we showed you guys the white paper of Bitcoin, which was almost a math white paper, had a lot of equations and a lot of calculations in terms of how proof of work should work, how the blockchain should work, and all of these things. And here, although it is a platform, it doesn't really explain how the tokens are created, all of these things. So there is definitely, this is definitely geared towards more of a business crowd and not a technical crowd. So they are definitely looking into making this available for more businessy people that can get excited about words like decentralized and global and marketplace and all of these things. So fair enough. I think there is a market for this for sure, but I think it has to be, we have to be realistic about what type of area they are playing in. Obviously, a lot of people that are interested in blockchain also want to understand what the technology behind it is, because it's such a young ecosystem and young technology, so that we really want to understand how does this work, what's the difference, etc., etc. So they have here a quick roadmap, the token sale, how many tokens were created, all of these things, how the split is. So we can see here, 35% token sale, 20% to the WEX team and founders. This is actually a usual number nowadays. 15% to the contributors and advisors, and 30% of market development. Now, generally what we want to see here, for example, in the 20% is there a lock-in period? So can these people who have received the 20% of the tokens immediately sell it off once it hits the exchanges? Do they have to have like a vesting period of around 4 years or 3 years or whatever, so they have skin in the game, that they are incentivized to make this thing work when they can actually sell this thing, all of these things. So these are things we would look into when we do a research report on Blue Alpine Research. But this is just to give you a quick overview over the team, the product, and what WEX actually is. We think generally it looks like a very interesting platform. It's definitely something you should keep in mind, but nonetheless, don't forget to do your own research, or if you prefer that we do the proper research for you, make sure to sign up on bluealpineresearch.com. Now with that, I am already at the end of today's show. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see each other tomorrow.